Hey yo, what is up? World of Tanks, I have some good news for you guys and a new tank that is sneaked into Suprtest today. But first, to the straight away good news. On New Year's Day, this is your New Year's gift for Holiday Ops 2022. I don't know if this is 100% accurate or true, but if it is going to be a fantastic New Year's present for you guys. 50,000 shards to complete your collections, 40 decorations that you do not already have in your collection, 10 for each of the collections, 10 New Year's, 10 Christmas, 10 Magic and 10 Moon decorations. So 40 decorations that you do not already have is going to be added into your account. So this is fantastic news for you guys. On top of that, 50,000 shards that you can break up and then use your decoderizer, whatever you call it. There's also 10 anti-duplicator charges. I guess this is exactly what a lot of people need just to get across the finish line in your collections and get whatever 2D camouflage style that you like. I'm going for the robot man, and that's the only one I want. I don't like any of the rest. The next piece of news I have for you, of course, is a new tank. What is life without a new tank? This is the K-2 Tier 8 Soviet Heavy. It's managed to sneak its way into the Suprtest just before the new year begins, and it looks pretty good actually. I like the way it looks. It's got 4 afterburners on the back of the tank. It looks like it's got like 4 turbos. Pretty good looking, to be honest with you. And this tank is going to be in direct competition with the IS-3s or the Object 252U, kind of like a heavy, slow-moving tank that is going to be fighting in the front lines, which is what I'm expecting this thing to be. 390 alpha on the gun with 196 penetration on its standard AP shells, 270 penetration on its premium heat shells. 196 penetration on the standard shells is actually pretty bad, because even the IS-3 has 225 penetration on standard shells, just like the Object 252U, 225 penetration. So 196 penetration is pretty low. I suspect that they will change this and make it more up to date, more like in the 220 range of penetration, because otherwise who's gonna buy it? Maybe it's a gift tank, who knows? Maybe it's another tank that you grind to get for free, perhaps, who knows. But yeah, let's go on. 15 seconds reload time is also pretty slow. Most tanks like the IS-3 and the 252U reloading at around 12 to 14 seconds. That is the standard time. 15 seconds is pretty slow. 0.44 dispersion as well, the gun, which means it's not exactly great, because the IS-3 has a 0.38 dispersion, while the Object 252 has 0.42 dispersion. They're gonna have to improve the dispersion of this tank to make it a little bit more more desirable, I would say. The aim time as well, 2.9 seconds. That is an improvement compared to the IS-3 and 252U, but it's not too far away, because IS-3 reloads aims at 3.26 seconds, Object 252U 3.07 seconds. So 2.9 seconds is not that big of a difference. 6 degrees of gun depression, 25 degrees of gun elevation, 30 shell ammo capacity, which is pretty much standard, top speed of 30 kilometers an hour, and 14 going backwards. Very slow compared to an IS-3 and an Object 252U, which is significantly quicker with 38 and 35 kilometers an hour respectively. The engine as well, 750 horsepower, while the IS-3 has 740 horsepower. Object 252 has 850 horsepower. They do have significantly better power to weight ratio, IS-3 at 15 and Object 252U at 16.5. horsepower power to weight ratio, while the K-2 has only 13.6 power to weight ratio. Very slow tank compared to the IS-3 and 252U. This is like a really slow, possibly plays more like a super heavy, and I'll tell you why. That is because it has hit points 1700 hit points, 200 more hit points than your IS-3 or Object 252U. Also, what sets it apart is the hull armor and turret armor. The hull armor 160mm frontally, which is a lot greater than a 110 in an IS-3 and a 130mm in an Object 252U. So 160mm of frontal hull armor is pretty good. I think that is really good protection. And on the turret armor, 250mm of turret armor, exactly like an IS-3 and an Object 252U. So what's special about this tank? Well, I am suggesting that this tank is going to be a very much frontal assault tank because of its extra hit points and a little bit better armor, 30mm better armor than the Object 252U. This tank is the tank that you want to be pushing with. This tank is a go forward, take the hits for the rest of your team while you try to overwhelm the enemies. That is what I am suggesting with this tank, and I think this tank will do the job really well. All other performance metrics seem to indicate that it will underperform compared to an IS-3 or a 252U, but I think this tank has better survivability, and because it has better armor, you are going to spend more time on the front lines, tanking shots, taking the hits, pushing forwards, and I think I have a feeling this tank will be quite influential for the rest of the team. If you're trying to win a game, you want a good player in a tank like this pushing forward. This is like the VKP. This is like the 705A. This is those, it's one of those tanks that can take the hits, can bounce the shots, and can help propel the team, push the team forward to win games. I wonder if it has a weak spot right on top here, just like the IS-3. We will see when the tank comes out. This is only the first iteration in the Suprtest. I am going to assume that they will tweak it and maybe modify and improve the armor or the other performance metrics of this tank before they actually either sell it or debut it as a marathon tank or whatever. We'll see what happens. Anyway, happy new year if I don't post a video before the new year, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.